All right, so we are back again for another edition of the podcast. And I'm excited no because I've been getting a lot of positive feedback from all of you that you like this format of podcast, giving you enough insight, enough information, and it's also something that's informative. Because you know me, the goal and the heart of why I make videos like this is just really to give you as much information as possible for you guys to win, for you guys to be able to navigate the markets, to look beyond the nuances and to not just listen to what you hear and not just to see whatever is spoken about or what's hyped about, but you get to digest the information. That's why for those who have been posting their comments that it's insightful information, because that's what I want. This is never spoon feeding, but this is me trying to cause you to think, trying to cause you to be able to find out on ways on how you can uh, be better on investing and in the markets. And I made a poll. No, what's so nice uh about social media is you get to create a poll, and I made this over the past few hours asking what videos would you like? Would you like me to make another video, stocks by request APVI again, part two, talking about the fundamentals, or you wanted me to talk about the effects on the BSP cutting, slashing the rates to 2.25%. And based on your answers, you wanted this. So I hope you watch this because this is something that I did to cater to what you guys want. So let's begin. By the way, before I show you the meat of what we will talk about, my name's Marvin Germo. If you're new to this channel, I'm a stock market trader and investor, but I'm also an entrepreneur. I've been investing in the market for more than 10 plus 10 plus years now, PH, Singapore, and US markets. But above and beyond that, I also invest in other asset classes. That's why I always would talk about that the stock market for me is one of my favorite investments. But it's not just about investing in the stock market, it's about creating multiple streams of income. That as you create multiple streams of income, when one is not doing well, others can carry the slack for you. And I think that's so evident today, no, in this era, this new normal, this lockdown, where a lot of people's streams of income got hit. That's why it's so important not just to limit it to one, but to build multiple streams. And the goal of this channel is to really talk about and drill down investments, but we're heavy in the stock market. So if you're new to this and you'd like to hear more about this, subscribe, smash the bell so you get updated every time I come up with new content about investing. And rest assured, we're just gonna give you things that will uplift you, that will help you, that will encourage you. We This is the type of channel that the main goal is to bring people up, not to take people down. Because winners always take people higher, and that's what we want to get here. We want to see a new generation of Filipinos winning and living life to the full. So what I titled this particular podcast, I I named it the 8 things you need to know about the central bank dropping interest rates. So I hope that you guys enjoy this. I hope that in the end, I have a surprise portion catered to the subscribers, to the regular returning subscribers. If you like that also, I'm going to do that in more of the podcast series. No? So stay till the end to be able to see that. So 8 things you need to know about the central bank dropping interest rates. Before that, also, please do note this, that the central bank is an independent body here in the Philippines, and you can. It's not just me saying this. A lot of institutions around the world have been saying that our central bank is one of the best in the planet. That our central bank is one of the best in the world. That we our banking system it is where it is today because of the policies that our central bank has placed over the years. Now, let's talk about them slashing the rates. So, by the way, I forgot to mention this. Dami ko na nakakalimutan. These are some of the videos that I posted lately. Some of you may have been asking about APVI, Dito, uh, Jollibee, Wirecard, Pag-ibig MP2 Mutual Fund, and Merrymart slash Injop and Jollibee. I posted videos on that. Then we also have Salve de Plito sharing her secrets on why long-term investing is effective, and me also talking about dividends. So all of that are in the videos prior to this. So I hope that you get enough insight and knowledge from those as well. So anyways, Number one, what just happened? So the BSP just released a disclosure 2 days ago that they cut rates down to 2.25%. I say that it's massively because they've been doing it in such larger iterations, meaning larger cuts. Normally, they would be more conservative in the movements or the tweaking of the rates. Second is this was something that they said at some point that they wouldn't do yet, but they wouldn't close the door because they just also slash rates last April, and I'm gonna show you a chart more about this. But the main crux of what we're gonna talk about is why did they bring it down? How does this affect the economy? And as a stock market investor and trader, how does this impact you as well? So, I just want to point out that at some point last year, interest rates were at 4.75%. So slashing them to 2.25 is a big deal. Please remember they've slashed more already than where we are today. So 4.75, that means they slashed more than 2.5%. We are at 2.25. That's a very, very big slash. Now, I wanted to mention this. What people are asking, paano siya naging 4.75? I want you to go back to some of my videos in 2018 that the BSP also intentionally brought up interest rates. That's for them to combat the effects of what was happening in 2018. So as you all know, the BSP is there to help protect the economy, to help things get better, and to make they as much as possible with whatever tools that they have, they'll do what they can to make the economy function and run well. So please remember 2018 there was a the train law got passed, inflation went higher, and the dollar also got was was the peso was depreciating and the dollar against the peso was appreciating. So that being said, you have the dollar appreciating, and then you also add inflation getting higher. They had to increase rates to treat inflation, but above and beyond that, to cause foreign funds to stay in the Philippines, because at that time we were behind the curve already, meaning rates in other countries, rates in more developed markets were higher. That's why foreign fund outflows were happening. Money was moving out of the Philippines into more developed markets because the rates were better. So for us to become more competitive, uh, they had to raise the rates, and that's the context of the 4.75% in 2018. But up until 2019, we were around 4.75%, and from that time, they started to lower interest rates. But as drastic to where we are right now. So the next question that you might ask is, how did it look like before? So this is what I was mentioning, that at some point in 28, please remember 2017, before the train law happened, interest rates were at 3%. And that was also when the economy was uh, they considered it a low interest environment already. They considered that a very, very low interest rate environment. But because of the train law, they had to push it up. They had to make it higher. But now, please remember again, context 2016, 2017. At some points in 2018, they said it was a low interest rate environment, but we're already much lower than that. So if people were saying that at 3% we were at a low interest rate environment, guess what? We are much, much lower than that. And yung pinanggalingan nito, last April, we were 2.75. Please remember. So at 2.75 last April, that was already much, much lower than where we were a few years ago. But now they took it a step further. So I just wanted to show that this is how steep we've dropped at the start of 2020. So at some point in 2019, we were 4.75. They gradually lowered it, that we entered or ended 2019 at 4%, and now we are at 2.25%. A stark drop in interest rates in just a year. I hope you guys are learning. Comment below if you're learning. We are just at point number one. So if you're excited, there's still 7 more points to go. Anyways, number two, why did they have to cut the rates? So please do note this. I already mentioned that in 2018, they increased the rates to help the economy. In the same way, right now, they're doing the opposite. They're decreasing the rates also to protect the economy. Uh, so please remember, the BSP has their tools for them to be able to make the economy. Their main goal is really to make the economy run very, very well. And I'm going to explain that more. So, number three, them lowering rates, how does that really help the economy? It just feels like to us, to normal people, that feels like numbers eh. Anong pinakatulong nun? Lowering rates nudges people to borrow more. So please look at it this way. How the central bank navigates rates, that's how also banks go with their loans and go with their time deposits, their savings accounts. And when I say loans, ang daming loans yan. People, entrepreneurs borrowing for their business. Then you also have people buying houses, people buying cars. But anytime that people start borrowing, interest rates are involved there. So what does that mean? When they start lowering rates, it means that moving forward, people who want to hmm, who want to borrow will be greatly affected by it. But again, I'll say this over and over. They're doing this, they're helping the economy because it encourages more people to borrow more. That being said, this gives business owners a chance to fund their businesses in these times. So, kunyari may mga negosyante that because of the lockdown, walang pumasok na sales, but they still want to fight for their business. They want to continue the operations. And because rates are lower, they can start to compute, teka, if I borrow this, tapos ito lang yung rate na kailangan ko bayaran, it's not as expensive. Even though business might not be so strong today, but because borrowing is cheaper, I still get to borrow and have enough to be able to make my business thrive and survive this season. So it encourages people that got hit to borrow money. As they start borrowing money, they can still pay their employees, they can pay the rent, etc. So this incentivizes more business people to borrow, either to take advantage of certain opportunities right now. And I've been, for those who have been watching my videos over and over, I've been saying that in times of crisis, there's still opportunity out there. In times of crisis, you don't have to be scared, because it doesn't mean that when the economy is bad, you have to lose. There will be entrepreneurs that will come out of this better, and those that find opportunities may also borrow further for them to increase their business. But in the same way, those that are affected, those that are hit, they're the ones that will try to, as much as possible, borrow to salvage their business. But in the same way as what I mentioned, may mga tao na bibili ng kotse. However, they might be thinking also that, natamaan ng konti yung income ko because I might be a freelancer, I might be someone who's affected in this, my business might be hit. But when they started to compute, mas mababa yung interest rate eh. So kung mas mababa yung interest rate, yung amount of money na dapat binabayad sana nila sa banko in form of interest as they start to borrow today, it might be lower, it might be cheaper, and in essence, so since they're paying a lower amount of money in interest, it might come out that kaya ko pala to afford it. I can still buy a car in spite of what's happening. So if you notice what I'm showing you here, lowering interest rates helps businesses get kickstarted, helps people who want to buy cars, helps people who want to buy transportation, that they can take out loans for it. And in essence, it kickstarts the economy also. Why? Because when people buy cars, yung ahente nun kikita ng pera, yung bangko kikita ng pera, yung dealership kikita ng pera. Pag kumita yung ahente, may panggastos siya, may pang-enjoy siya. Pag may pang-enjoy siya, kung bumibili siya ng milk tea, that milk tea stand will make money. Remember what I said, the economy is just made up of transactions. One man's earning is another man's spending. One man's spending is another man's earning. So if more people spend in this new normal, more people will earn. As more people will earn, they in turn will spend. As they spend, more people will earn, and the wheels of the economy will just get better. So you notice what the BSP is doing. What they're doing right here, right now, is their main goal is just to make the wheels turn. Because if the wheels turn, everyone thinks it's normal. If everyone thinks it's normal, they spend. And that's what's so important right now. And I encourage you also, if you have extra cash, if you have your level of savings, you're okay. You have investments, you have cash flow still coming in. You don't have to be scared. Go on with the way you live your life in terms of spending. If you would buy coffee, coffee. If you're scared to go out, just order it. Just order in. things like that. And in the same way, people that also want to buy houses, because interest rates are lower, their income might be affected as much, but because yung babayaran na lang nila sa interest rate hindi na ganun kakapal, hindi na ganun kasakit, then it might be better for them. They might be still be able to carry the gap, and because they're paying a lower monthly fee, they're paying a lower interest rate, they will still be able to buy the house. So again, same principle. Borrowing for businesses, borrowing for people who want to buy cars, borrowing for people who want to buy houses. The whole goal, the main context of this is to stimulate the economy. So lowering of interest rates helps stimulate the economy because it encourages people to borrow more. Comment below if you're learning. Comment if this is something that's helping you. Again, longer type videos, podcast type videos, so that we get to do a deep dive on this. If you're watching this for the first time and then you haven't watched me for the previous, asan yung mga vlog type videos? Meron pa rin konti. I'm trying to balance it because I know that there's some people that still watching, naglalakad-lakad ako na videos. But if there's one thing that this pandemic has taught all of us, that you have to make do of what's available to you. And since we can't go out, wala. It's just me, this mic, and yun, hindi gumagalaw. Hopefully, hindi kayo nagsasawa sa akin. Comment below kung nagsasawa na kayo. Comment kung hindi, kung nagsasawa kayo. Rex Mendoza has a channel. Salve Duplito has a channel. Hopefully pala, pinipilit natin na magka-channel siya. Anyways, number 4. Is that all? Yun na ba yun? That's a whole, yun na lang yung natutulong ng pag-decrease ng interest rates. That's the only thing that it does. That's the only thing that it helps people with. Number 4 is this. It will force more people to take more risk and to also invest more. What do I mean by that? I mean that, remember what I said, if interest rates are lower, that means time deposits are lower. That means bonds, their interest rates will be lower. That means savings accounts will be lower. So if people are not earning that much from their fixed income, they will be forced to take it out and put it into something that they can have a greater amount of return. Hence, real estate. Hence, starting their own business. Hence, the stock market. So, in essence, more and more people that are not satisfied anymore with fixed income because the interest rates are so low already, they will be forced to take out the money. And as they start taking out the money, they will be forced to put it elsewhere where they will have a greater amount of return. But when they start putting that into a greater amount of return, they will have also a greater amount of risk. For those who have been following me for quite some time, I'd always say this. It's nice to get return. However, returns are just one portion of the equation, because whatever return you get, there's a matching risk attached to it. But you know what all of this does? When people take out the money from the bank, natulog siya, they put it into real estate. Again, the wheels of the economy start to turn. When they put it and they invest it in equity funds, in mutual funds, in the stock market, again, it helps fund. Imagine this: the PSE earns money, brokerages earn money. Syempre, you pay tax also every time you buy, every time you sell a stock. So more transactions helps keep the economy start turning and turning and turning. Lalo na, and this is what I highly encourage a lot of people, that kung pinag-aralan nyo naman na mabuti kesa natutulog siya sa bangko, take that money, you start a business. As long as you study it, that's even better. Because it's not just you making the economies turn. It's not just you giving yourself a shot to earn more, but you're creating opportunities for a lot of people. And that's why I've been, as much as I know you guys want more stock market slash investing related content, I've been making videos on business and entrepreneurship, because I really believe that if you do business, you create opportunities for other people who cannot create opportunities for themselves. You create opportunities for people that uh since you start creating businesses for them, you start creating opportunities for them, they have a shot to earn. For me, it's not just about giving people money, but it's about giving people opportunities. And lowering the rates forces people to take it out and either spend it or invest it or create opportunities for other people as well. So there, comment below if you're learning. We just reached the halfway point. Kausapin nyo katabi nyo, if you're watching it from a TV, kalahati na. If you're just watching it from your phone, which I know majority of you are, or you're watching it from a tablet or laptop, putting in the comment section, I'm still here, I'm waiting, I'm learning. Number five, what else can the BSP do? So I just want to drill down also that this is not just the monetary policy that the BSP could do to help protect the economy. It's just one, and there's a variety of things that they can do. I just want to share a couple. Uh, what they can do is they can drop the reserve requirement ratio, which they have been doing already, which they have done. Not just in the previous years. Also, what does this do? The reserve requirement ratio is
Today in
the
Makati, it was rainy from 12 a.m. to 3 a.m. with a high of 28 and a low of 26.
tindi
From
nung
3 a.m. to
tin,
4 a.m., it was
tindi,
cloudy and 26.
tindi ng
From
Samsung
4
na to,
a.m.
no.
to 5
Wait lang
a.m.,
guys,
it
ha.
was rainy and 26.
I didn't even talk to I didn't even talk to that, but this is from this. So sorry about that. This is as raw and as live as it can be, no. So, anyways, so reserve. Sorry, got distracted. Uh, Reserve requirement ratio is the amount of cash that the bank stores, or the ratio of the percentage that they store in proportion to the deposits that they have. If they lower it, that means that they're keeping less in the bank, and then they're releasing more. Meaning, when they release more, think about it this way: if banks have more money to loan out to people, the effect will be hindi sila masyado hindi there's more money to go around for people. Kasi kung konti lang yung papahiram nila, that means they have to be picky, they have to be stringent, and it will be harder for people to take out loans. But if there's more money going around, if there's more money moving around, it actually means that, hey, kung 10 businesses yung kailangan humiram, there's a big shot that as long as they're qualified, kasi kahit mataas yung ratio or mababa yung ratio, if you're not qualified, then it doesn't make any sense. But if you're qualified, 10 people who are qualified to take out the loans, and there's a lot of money that can be disposed, that can be lent out, then there's a big chance that they get a large proportion of it. They get a large that everyone gets to have it. And again, if those 10 companies get the money, the wheels will turn again. So low, this is one thing that they can have in their arsenal to help protect the economy. And please remember, the decreasing of the RRR and the lowering of the interest rates, it has some effects on inflation. But one thing that's going for us right now, June 2020, is that inflation rates are very, very low. So, iba yung kaso kung mataas yung inflation, pero mababa inflation natin ngayon. We are in an era where inflation is low. We are in an era where inflation is not a threat as what it was in 2018. So, the reason why, I'll repeat it, the reason why they can drop reserve requirement ratios and lower interest rates is because inflation is low. And another thing that they can do, print more money, which again, the U.S. government has been doing, but they've been doing quantitative easing, not just printing money but buying bonds for it. If you want to know more about quantitative easing, put it in the comment section. I want more of quantitative easing. I want more about what the U.S. is doing. Pero napansin ko lang, no, if I post more US related stocks, US economy, wala masyado nanonood eh. You still like majority of the people watching, 50% are from the Philippines, 50% are abroad, meaning taga US, taga UK, taga Australia, taga Middle East, taga Singapore who are watching this video. But every time I talk about US markets, people don't watch it as much. So that's why I've been making more Philippine videos. But if you want me to talk more about global markets, US economies, and everything else outside the Philippines, we can do so. But that's what the US government have been doing. It's not just that they're printing money, but they're printing money to pay and buy bonds. Sa atin, we haven't really done that yet because they could still do this, and they could still drop interest rates. They could still drop it to a level that's much lower than where we are now. So imagine from 4.75 to 2.25, ang laki na nababa nila eh. Pero madami pang pwede mangyari. They still have a lot of leeway. Anyways, so I could talk more about quantitative easing and printing more money, but these are the tools that the BSP can use. The more money that's printed, the more circulating. Again, I think about it this way, mas madami mapapairam yung bangko, mas madali mag-loan, hindi ganun kahirap maging pet, mas madami makakabili ng kotse, mas madami makakabili ng bahay, mas madaming gusto mag-loan para sa negosyo nila na they can still have a shot at this. So, number 6, remember what I said that madami pang pwedeng gawin, that they can even lower interest rates because this is something that other countries have been doing. Why am I saying this? If you compare us to the US is over the past few months, close to zero. 0.25% sila. And they've done this also way back, years back. They've done this in 2008. That's what they did to get them out of the recession. That's what they did to protect their economy at that time. And guess what? They're doing it again. But wait, there's more. Japan, negative interest rates, guys. Negative. We are at 2.25. The US is near zero. Japan, negative interest rates. That's another topic altogether, katulad ng quantitative easing. If you want me to talk about, pwede pala yun, negative interest rates. How does that work? What's that for? Why are they doing that? Comment it below. I'll make another video on top of that, on top of this. But same thing. Switzerland is also doing that. Negative interest rates. Europe, a couple of countries in Europe have negative interest rates. The US is close to zero. Japan, negative interest rates. Europe, Switzerland, negative interest rates. So at 2.25, there's still a large wiggle room. Reserve requirement ratio as another bala natin. Our reserve requirement ratio has gone down a bit over the past years, pero ang layo pa natin sa RRR ng ibang bansa. So, this is how we fare towards other countries. If you think that we've dropped interest rates, we're nowhere near how other countries are. So when I posted that the BSB drops interest rates massively in Facebook 2 days ago, I got some comments that, eh, mababa na ba yan? Eh, sa bansa namin, malapit sa zero eh. Totoo. We've dropped a bit, but we're nowhere near where the US is. Number 7, is there any downside to this? Parang everything that I talked about, mukha naman nakakabuti talaga to sa economy ah. Meron bang, how does this hit the economy? Nakasama ba to sa economy? Or is there a chance that this could possibly backfire? Please remember, the reason why they are doing this is because they think that the economy is not good, that the economy is more fragile, that they need to intervene. They need to create policies like this in order to jumpstart, kickstart, and stimulate the economy. And the fact that this is happening right here, right now, it means that, hey, the economy may not be as good as what we think it is. And that being said, from one standpoint, from this standpoint, you're thinking that, whoa, lower rates will push more money to the stock market. As it pushes more money to the stock market, money flowing in, more buyers bring the prices higher. That's one perspective. But you have to look at it from this perspective also. The reason why they're dropping interest rates is there's an expectation that the economy may not be as good. So that could also be a sign. That could also spook investors that, teka, 4.75, nagbelow 4, nag 2.75, tapos ngayon 2.25 na. There must be something wrong. The problem must be deeper than what we think it is. So I'm sharing to you different perspectives into this so that you can form your own opinion. Are you in the opinion that this helps stimulate the economy, that in turn also will bring more money to the market and more buyers bring it higher? Or are you under the opinion that because of what's happening now, there's an expectation that the economy might not be so good? Also, this. Remember what I said a while ago that pag binagsak yung interest rates, pag binababa siya, it causes people to borrow more. But I want to submit this idea to all of you that habang binaba nila yung interest rates, we are in an era, we are in a time frame that everything is so uncertain. We are in an era that there's still no cure. We are in an era that there's still no vaccine. We are in an era where people are still scared. We are in an era where no one in 2019 predicted that this could happen. The, the reason why I'm saying this is, if you're an entrepreneur, tapos mababa yung interest rate, pero you don't know kung may customer ka, baka hindi ka pa rin humiram. Think about it. Kahit mababa yung interest rate, pero tingin mo hindi ganun kalakas yung customers, hindi ganun kalaki kita this year, baka hindi ka hiram eh. Or if you're a consumer, bibili ka dapat ng kotse, pero you worry that baka mawalan ka ng trabaho, or you're an entrepreneur, you're a freelancer, bibili ka dapat ng bahay, pero you worry that hindi ka sure kung anong kita mo this February 2021, hindi ka sure kung anong kita mo ng September 2021. People may not borrow no matter how low it is. And that's the same analogy that I mentioned talking about the economy and talking about airlines. Kahit ibaba nila na sobrang baba yung hotels, yung beach resorts, yung airlines, if people are still scared to travel, no matter how much they lower the prices, it might not still be the solution. So that's what I'm saying. There there could be positives to this, but lowering it and then people not taking loans from it, or entrepreneurs not borrowing, car buyers not going into this, people buying houses, they're not gonna buy houses because they don't know what will happen yet. We, I think everything will get better when people believe that the economy is better already. That's why the chicken and egg situation
Here's what
also.
I found on the internet. Please look at.
So I think that's what it is. No, it is what it is today, because one of the things that will trigger the economy to get better is when people start going back to the way it was before. I know we're not gonna go back to where we were in 2019, but when consumer behavior at least comes back, I mean, people going to the palenque is normal. People going to the groceries is normal. People na instead of just buying normal beef, they start buying the steak again. People, instead of, I don't know, drinking coffee, they have enough liberty to just, sige, kahit saan ako magkape, kape ako 3 times a day kasi kaya naman na everything's gonna go back to normal. So, that's what I'm saying. Kahit ibaba yung interest rates, pag takot yung mga tao, baka hindi rin sila humiram. Kasi nakakatakot din humiram pag hindi mo alam kung kaya mo bayaran, kasi it might be a double-edged sword for you that when they lower interest rates, you borrow, wala pumasok, baka hindi mo siya mabayaran. And that's me balancing it out. That lowering it may not be the ultimate solution if people are not won't really borrow at a large effect. Because if people won't borrow at a large effect, then the wheels won't turn as fast because spending won't be as fast also. Now, which brings me to point number 8. I hope you're still staying, no? Even if we're at point number 8. Araw-araw seminar, parang seminar na rin, pero podcast pa rin to, podcast pa rin. And that's the whole goal of why I create videos like this. I just want to bring as much value to all of you as possible. Now, if you're like me, you're an investor, you're a trader, what should you do right now? Can you still invest? Should you be scared? The answer to that is, I've mentioned it in several videos already, but I'll just sum it up here. Pwede naman, as long as you're selective with your buys. Meaning, the rules in your fundamental analysis are met regardless of what it is. I'll put the link for fundamental analysis right here if you want to watch all of that. But your parameters for buying, regard if it's valuations, dividends, growth, EPS, liquidity, debt have been hit, then you buy. You don't have to buy everything naman eh. You only have to buy you only have to buy things that make sense to what your strategy is. In the same way, for a trader also, you have to be selective in terms of whatever's in your watch list. And here's what's so interesting, no? People always think that you have to screen every stock out there. No, you don't. You don't. You only have to have your own watch list and be faithful with that. Eh. I do not watch all of the stocks in the PSE, but what do I do? Whatever is in my watch list, I follow. That's why you don't have to follow other people. Eh. You just have to take the time to study, build your conviction, and make the decisions on your own. Because at the end of the day, when you make mistakes in the market, you can't blame them. Eh. You can't blame other people. The only person that when you make a mistake, it's you eh. Because it's you pressing the buy and sell trigger. You don't blame your friend. You don't blame your brother. That's why I keep saying this. Kahit ako, kahit si Salve, kahit si Rex, kahit si Alvin Ang, the experts that I've guested here, whatever they say, you don't have to take that as the gospel truth. You have to listen to what they say, make sure if it matches your own buy signals, because if it doesn't, even whatever I say here, if it doesn't match you, then you don't have to listen to it. You have to listen to what works for you and what works to your strategy. So, to sum up everything that I've said in the previous videos, you can still buy in opportunities like this as long as it matches your financial plan, as long as it matches your trading plan. If those two are met, then go on, but be selective. What else should you do? It's okay to invest as long as you have a stockpile of cash. That will protect you, that will be your buffer. As long as may pumapasok pa rin na pera, it's okay to invest as long as money's coming in. Please remember, magkaiba to na may cash ka, may buffer ka. Iba rin to na may pumapasok. So, Okay mag-invest as long as may pumapasok sa'yo na pera and you keep developing ways of making money. Please remember, I love the stock market, but it's not the only stream of income. Eh. It's all about creating multiple streams of income that will fight for you, that will make money for you, that will work hard for you, that when one stream is down, when one stream is cut, when one stream is zero, you have others that will pick up the slack for you. And we've said this over and over. Even Rex Mendoza said this over and over. The common millionaire has 7 streams of income. So right now, how many streams of income that you have. If it's reliant on one, if it's just a stock market, as much as I like the stock market, then you're in trouble because you just have one. Build multiple streams of income, multiple streams of wealth, multiple opportunities on how you can make massive amounts of money. And lastly, please, I don't know who this is for, but I keep saying this because I've seen a lot of people lose hope. Never lose hope. I say that hope is not a strategy in investing. That's so true. But hope is so essential in life that never kayo mawala ng pag-asa. If you think it's the end, it's not yet the end. God has so much in store for you. God has so much plans for you that when it seems so dark, guess what? There's still a reason why you're still alive and you don't give up. When everyone talks negative about you, you don't listen to them. You disregard the noise. You disregard what other people that may say bad things about you. They don't matter. What matters is you run your race strong. What matters is you run your course. What matters is you drown out the noise. What matters is you keep moving forward. What matters is bumangon ka kung nasan ka man yun. Whatever has been done to hurt you, whatever has been done to take away your finances, whatever has been done to steal your joy, bumangon ka, get up. Don't let that define who you are because you're more than that. Your wallet, Salve even said this also, your wallet, and I agree with her, your wallet does not define who you are. The amount of losses you have does not define who you are. You may have made mistakes, but you are not a mistake. You may have had your share of failures, but you are not a failure. I don't know who this is for, but you keep clinging to that hope. You keep clinging to that what God started in you, He will finish. He will see it through. That this time, 2020, it's rough, it's different, it's trying, but this will be a memorial stone that if God pulled you through for you in the past, He's gonna pull through for you again. Kung dati you got saved from this trouble, guess what? In year 2025, in year 2030, you will look back and you will see that there's one thing that's true. Wherever you may be in your finances, God will always be faithful, that He will never leave you nor forsake you. I know this is an investment channel, but I really believe that there's so much information available right now. But above and beyond information, people need inspiration. The inspiration and the hope to never stop. The inspiration and the hope that when everything seems so bad and hopeless, they keep on pushing, they keep on hustling. Because in times like this is where the real investors, the real entrepreneurs will thrive. Don't let this destroy you. That allow this to push you to become better. Don't let this time make you bitter. Allow this to make you better, stronger. And I hope that to the 100, almost 120,000 subscribed to this channel and to the 130 plus thousand watching via Facebook, I hope that my subscribers, my followers come out of this bigger, better, stronger. I hope that my subscribers, my followers do even much better than me. Because the reason why I create videos like this is not for me to show that I'm smart. I just want to make a difference in your life. I just want that you guys come out better than this. Because if you watch social media, there's so much hate. There's so much people bringing other people down. I want to be the one that lifts people up. And I hope that I lift you up. The 120,000 subscribers in YouTube, the 131,000 in Facebook. I hope that your lives are better because of this channel. I hope that your finances are better because of this channel. There. I hope you guys are learning. I hope this is something that's helping you. I hope this is something that added value to you. And I hope that you stayed up until the end. If you did, comment below. I stayed up until this portion, even up until the portion na hindi na stocks yung pinag-usapan. And if you guys have any comments or questions about this, leave it in the comment section below. And as what I said at the start, may surprise ako sa mga subscribers. Gonna try as much as possible to feature subscribers of the day. So for today, it's people over money. It's Meg Suzuki. Si Meg Suzuki, Suki talaga yan. She's from Japan. She watches a lot of the videos that I have. Then you also have Romulo Torres. So thank you so much for being consistent subscribers to the channel. And I hope that as much as you get from all of this, this is something that not just helps you, but you share it to other people because you don't know the lives of the people that you get to touch as well. So the strength of this is whatever you learn here, it doesn't stop with you. Share it, make other people know more about this. And tomorrow's video, we have a fund manager who handles billions of pesos. I'm gonna grill him. We're gonna talk about how fund managers think. We're gonna talk about what's their logic, what's their process, how do they pick their stocks, how do they know what's happening in the economy, how do they drill it down, how do they narrow it down, how do they time, how do they select, why are they so good in handling other people's money, what gives them the ability to handle billions. We're gonna talk about that 8 p.m. tomorrow. And salve update. Pinipilit pa natin na wala pang as of today, no, June 27, 2020. Salve does not have a video yet. But pinupush pa rin natin. Hopefully, she will have a content. She will have her own channel. And for those that natuwa doon, this is what I promise you. When she has her own channel again, we're gonna guest her so that you guys be informed na mention channel. And lastly, I posted this in Facebook and the response has been overwhelming. My brother has started his own YouTube channel. Guys, single siya. Tulungan natin. Tulungan natin yung mga tao na single. His YouTube channel is Neil Germo. And appreciate it if to those that are supporting me, if you can support him also, subscribe to him, then comment below. Suportahan ka namin kasi single ka. Kasi single pa siya guys eh. Tulungan natin ang mga single sa panahon na to. Single siya guys, single. So suportahan natin siya. Pusuan nyo. You never know. Baka sa kapuso nyo, makahanap na rin siya ng kapuso niya. Pero para sa akin, kung hindi ko man siya matulungan magkaroon ng love life, matulungan ko na lang siya sa subscribers. So, I'll try to put the link below just in case I forget. Please tawid kayo sa channel niya, Neil Germo. He does different content than mine, no? Here it's stock market investing business. Most of his videos are mostly inspiration, and he calls it Collaboroof, and he calls it rooftop. I think rooftop confessions ata. He does it at the roof of my parents' house. So yun, you can watch it also. He currently has 2 videos. For those who followed me in Facebook and already saw this, ako yung unang-unang subscriber. When I took the screenshot, he had 878 already. And to those who have of my followers and subscribers that help support this, thank you so much. Malaking tulong sa kanya yun. Means a lot to me, pero malaking tulong sa kanya kasi single siya and kailangan tulungan ng mga single na tao. And by the way guys, mas gwapo siya sa akin. Ako hindi ako gwapo. Kaya nga ako paulit-ulit ko sinasabi nag-stock market ako kasi hindi mo kailangan maging gwapo pag nag-stocks ka. So there, that's it for now. 5 books in the description below. You can click it if you want to know more. 2 online courses, one with Chinkitan called Stock Market for Everyone. Link is down the description. Another one is with Sean Si. It's called Make Money, Grow Money. Link is in the description. They're all basics of the stock market. Then I also have, for those who want to learn more about how you can invest in the US markets, link is down below for you to be able to buy Facebook stock, etc. It's called eToro. Then down below also, you also have, guys, kung may Korean novela kayo nadinig sa background, wife ko yun, ginugulo na naman niya ako. Then I have other links below. Patapos na yung video, ginugulo ko ng wife ko. Say sorry again to them.
Sorry!
Stop. anyways, so there. What else I'd like to say? I have other links below. People asking about my gear. I have a Patreon account for those that want to support the channel. And there. In the next few days, also, we're gonna talk about U.S. stocks. If that interests you, how can you buy Facebook stock? We're gonna talk about that more. And that's it. I hope you guys got a lot from this. I hope this is something that helped you. I hope this is something that encouraged you. And I hope this is something that pushes you forward to reach your goals of financial freedom. So if you want me to make this also a series, if you guys have other questions, just say it and we're going to make videos on top of that. But I hope you guys got a lot from this and I hope this is something that helped you and pushed you. And this is Marvin Germo signing off now, but encouraging you to trade well, trade strong, trade smart. See you all again soon, guys, and God bless you all.